All right, we're going to play a fun game here on a Friday before we answer everybody's questions and have a good time. It's quiet right now. There's not a lot of news going on, but there is an offseason ahead of us for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There is a month of questions and possibilities and different outcomes that could happen for the Steelers, some things that need to happen, some things that we hope happen, and all the above. So for those of you who have not followed the TikTok, YouTube trend of pick a team, you got X amount of dollars, and you have to create this situation, that's what we're going to do here. Jacob, you have $15. With that $15, I need you to create the perfect outcome for the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason. We'll go category by category. Remember, you got $15 and you don't know what's going to come. So I'm excited to see what you got going on here. We're going to start with wide receiver. It's the perfect offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to buy one. Who you going out to get? Tyreek Hill's $5. Chris Olave is $4. Romeo Doubs is $3. Gabe Davis, $2. And Amari Cooper coming off the couch of their retirement home for $1. What you going with? You got $15.
Ooh, okay. Now I get why I couldn't see this earlier.
Yes.
That makes complete sense. Wow. The perfect Steelers offseason. You have to spend to earn big, and you got to go out and spend that $4 early and go after New Orleans Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. Yes, it's a heavy expenditure early into the session. I understand that, and I accept the consequences afterwards. Having a number 2 wide receiver like Chris Olave will fill in a lot of the other gaps, and maybe we can go bargain hunting in some other categories because of that.
They're going to have to spend a solid $4 on the thing. You got $9 left and 3 more categories to pick from.
11.
$11 left, excuse me, and 3 more categories. Chris Olave is, a great pick here. Great pick. What, let me ask you, between the 2 above, the one above, the one below here, Tyreek Hill's $5. You're not feeling him?
No, that is a Maserati price that I'm not willing to pay right now. I was almost going to make a very insulting comparison, and I won't do it, but I don't want to pay Maserati prices for Tyreek Hill. Romeo Doubs does always trip me up because I do think he would just be a very solid fit as the wide receiver 2 behind DK Metcalf. That being said, we're talking perfect Steelers offseason, not good, satisfactory, perfect. $4 is worth it here.
All right. I like it. Big addition here. Chris Olave is on the board. Jacob's got $11 left. We're moving on. Step 2 here, the perfect Pittsburgh Steelers offseason defensive addition that they got to make. You got $5. You go out, you get Jalen Ramsey. $4. Say, hey, screw it. Cincinnati, Trey Hendrickson, come on over. Mike Hilton comes home at $3. Arthur Millette comes home at $2. $1. You say, screw it, we're not making any additions. We're just going to let Beanie Bishop, Dante Kent battle it out, and we're going to rock what we have going into the season.
This is good that you put this one number 2, because this is a make or break one right now for me.
It is.
Listen, Jalen Ramsey for $5 seems like way too expensive. It kind of gives me the Tyreek Hill vibes where I'm like, ooh, there is a perfect, he would make so much sense for the Steelers in terms of just like dream perfect additions. $5. I don't know if I could do that. Trey Hendrickson, I love you, but I can't go for the $4 either. I'm going to take a $3. I'm going to go ahead and just get out 3 nice singles for you. I'm going to call up former slot cornerback of the Steelers, Mike Hilton, and say, hey, we loved what you've done since you left the organization. Come on back. Let's do some great things again. Pressure the quarterback, force some fumbles, get some interceptions, disrupt people at the line. All that for $3. Come on now.
31 years old. I agree with you. Arthur Millette would be, to be honest with you, I think Arthur Millette's an undervalued name on the free agency market. I don't think he brings a ton, but he's a special teams guy who can make it work. He's a hard hitter in the run game. He's probably a liability at this point in the pass game, but I liked Arthur Millette in Pittsburgh. I thought he was better than people gave him credit for. Mike Hilton, though, I agree with you. You could have went with a sound $5 on Jalen Ramsey, though. Who's your close number 2 on this list?
And this is a very close number 2, maybe to your surprise, but I would have gone for the $1 option between Beanie and Dante Kent
I like it.
because again, these I understand there is a cost for premium players, and there are 2 elite players on this list for defensive additions, so they would cost a pretty penny, but I think, especially when we're talking about Arthur Millette, like I think he would just be within the competition between Beanie Bishop and Dante Kent, and he wouldn't really be a difference maker between the 3 of them. So I wouldn't see a point there. But I think, there is a very small chance
Yeah,
that I have to concede that Beanie Bishop fine tunes and improves upon what got him benched at the end of the 2024 season. And if
agreed.
that happens, then there is not really or less of a need to bring in a bigger player or more accomplished player for the slot cornerback position.
I like
I
it.
don't
I
think
like it.
that's going to happen. I'd rather bring in Mike Hilton. So I'm going to go $3 here, bring in Mike H back to the Stillers.
I like it. I like it. All right, we're moving on here to position battles. You got $5. You're letting QB2 play out. Will Howard versus Mason Rudolph, which if James Harrison's right, that means that at some point, the winner of this battle, I mean, they're coming into a starting role. But really what's fun about position battles is getting to watch them. And that is Will Howard versus Mason Rudolph. Could be a showdown that fans and ourselves might love. $4. You got the running back field versus Cordero Patterson for RB4. I'm talking field versus Cordero. $3. A little fullback competition going on in Pittsburgh. DJ Thomas Jones versus Connor Hayward to say who you got in this one. $2 for linebacker 1, a sleeper, I think. Patrick Queen versus Peyton Wilson to say who is going to be linebacker 1, 3 down, every down guy. And for $1, once again, Beanie Bishop versus Dante Kent. Because to be honest, you got to keep him in there. And while I wanted to go $3, I felt that DJ Thomas Jones versus Connor Hayward held a little place in my heart that I had to make him $3.
I accept the sentimentality there. And I think it's a very important position battle. And if it becomes more important and if it becomes a focus during training camp, all the better, because having a fullback be a more permanent part of the offense, I think will only benefit Rodgers, Arthur Smith's plans, DK Metcalf's productivity. I think it's all could be beneficial. That being said, having the number 1 linebacker competition be a 4-for-4 biggie bag value right now at $2, like I'm not suggesting that Peyton Wilson will assume the number 1 middle linebacker position over Patrick Queen with training camp or by having a specifically good performance at training camp. But if he is playing that well and he is taking reps maybe away or just making the coaching staff consider it, oh my gosh, because that just tells me nothing bad about Patrick Queen. That tells me so much about the development of Peyton Wilson going into year 2. And that is a huge implication for the defense and sort of how stabilized the middle of it can be going into this season and beyond. So if you're telling me that I can get a very healthy competition between those 2 excellent inside linebackers for $2,
$2.
Put it down.
I love it. I think Peyton Wilson's got a real shot to become the guy in Pittsburgh. But I'm going to be really honest with you. I think Patrick Queen is the guy in Pittsburgh. I just think that he needed an adjustment year. And I have a lot of expectations for what he could become. As we go into this last one, you've got $9 used. You've got $6 remaining with only a $5 limit here. So I'll let you pick 2 of them. Close this one off, and then we're heading into the miscellaneous. Okay, the things the Steelers need to do for $5. I mean, the one we're all waiting for without question. And I was kind of hoping that you put yourself in a pickle, but you didn't do it. You left yourself room to work here. Sign TJ Watt today. income, whatever amount of money the guy wants, you give it to him because TJ Watt is worth every single penny. For $4, you find a true slot corner, no questions asked. This dude's a dog. You have just finished your defense. For $3, you make one more trade of your choice. You go out and there are no implications here. You go out and make a trade. You get whoever you want. No, $2, you find a swing tackle because the Pittsburgh Steelers need a swing tackle. And for $1, you put Mike T on the hot seat and you say, hey, you got to win a playoff game, my friend. A couple of them, to be really honest, because this team this year looks too good to be garbage. You got $6 remaining. I'll let you go 2 if you want to go 2. 5-1 looks a little tough, to be honest with you. I'll let you make the call here.
Listen, you can keep your extra $1 if you take the $5 to get TJ Watt signed today. Are there other needs here that you listed? 125%. There are deficiencies on this roster. There is no denying it. I am not saying that there aren't, and that is not the case. This team is not a Super Bowl contender right now, but they will be much, much closer to being one if they have a happy and extended TJ Watt.
Yes.
Than if they go out and find a replacement for Dylan Cook or Calvin Anderson, or if they sign, whoever to be their slot cornerback, or if they go out and get a Chris Olave. Yes, those are all good moves. I would love to see the Steelers upgrade in multiple ways. Signing the best edge rusher in football today is the perfect way to just kind of coast into the rest of the abyss for the Steelers offseason. Everyone comes in happy, rejuvenated, supported for training camp. And then there you go. Bing, bang, boom. You're set. So you can keep your extra $1. I don't want to even put Mike T on the hot seat yet, especially if they get TJ Watt signed. Once the season begins, some pressure begins to build. Performances, dictate whether he should be on the hot seat for sure. But I just want my best player signed.
Would you, and I'll open this one up to you. Would you, because you really only have 2 choices, would you use your extra $1 on adding Amari Cooper to the mix as well? Or a Beanie Bishop versus Dante Kent position battle? That really means something in Pittsburgh this year.
That is a great question, Noah. I think with my one little extra $1 I got here, I would prefer that there is a meaningful position battle between Dante Kent and Beanie Bishop. And that has to truly be meaningful, not just like, they both performed well on one day of training camp and then, so they each get to start 8 games or whatever. Like, it has to truly be like they are impact players. They are making a difference. They are standing out compared to the other cornerbacks in the room, not just at the slot position battle. So if that actually happened, at that point, we've gotten a number 2 wide receiver in Chris Olave. We've gotten TJ Watt extended. We've gotten a meaningful position battle at cornerback.
True.
That's what else are we missing for a perfect Steelers offseason?
I think we're having a great Steelers offseason with this one. I think I agree with you. I think I'd go Chris Olave. I think I'd go the defensive one. I think is where you stump me a little bit. To be honest, I like Mike Hilton. I might spend some bucks and walk into that with Jalen Ramsey, if we're going to be really honest. And then I think at the position battles, I might just go Beanie Bishop, Dante Kent, and then I'm signing TJ Watt all day long. I like it though. I like it a lot. Let's before we head out of this one, macaroni salad's got to go in here. $4 for Chris Olave, $1 Beanie Bishop versus Dante Kent, $1 Beanie Bishop versus Dante Kent, $2 for a swing tackle, $7 in the pocket there to go and buy yourself some Vodka Sonics. I hope
that's why you leave the cushion. That's why you leave the cushion there, so you can go ahead and get a couple Vodka Sonics.
That's exactly what it is. We might have to continue these ones, to be honest with you. This was a good time. I appreciate you participating, my friend. And with that,